Tri-State Middle School, 2 8th grade students are reaching for the stars. They're about to see their hard work pay off as they head to Washington, D.C. in April with 2 unique science projects they developed. Central Lee Middle School students Addison Cole and Caden Newton are among the 128 students nationwide who are finalists for the National STEM Challenge. The challenge encourages students to design a project using the scientific method or engineering design process.
I'm really excited because I get to travel with some of my friends, one of my classmates, and then also meeting other people and researchers that are also involved in the same things as I am.
Excited to share my knowledge with a bunch of professors there, and I took my last year's science fair project and took it to the National STEM Challenge and got accepted.
And then I also ran stats.
The National STEM Challenge runs April 11th through the 13th. The purpose is to recognize hard work in science, technology, and engineering.